can't stay in this house with people going on like that. No, like, I'm being dead serious with you.
I actually can't stay in this house if they're all gonna stay.
Just kind of feel like should I just like go home, like get away from all this bullshit.
I can now reveal the housemate with the most votes, and fourth to be evicted is Savannah.
I knew it would be me. I told you all.
Okay, so listen. This week in the Big Brother house has been pretty boring. And it hasn't been boring because of, you know, the events that happened, whatever, the week before with Lowton and stuff. It's not boring because of that. It's boring now because it's just boring. It was just a boring week. The tasks were boring. It was boring. So bear with me on this review. So it's day 21. It's the morning after Lowton threatened to kick Isabel's ass, basically, and he was acting a fool. And the housemates still don't know if he's going to be removed or not or what's going on, but they know that he's not in the house. So it's the morning of the next day. And Deborah is like waking up. She's in her bedroom, walking to the bathroom in her bedroom, which is the bedroom that the clique is in. And she walks to the bathroom. She says hi, and they're like, hi. Then she leaves the bedroom, and then Ellie is like, how is she still here? How is she still here? Like, asking, like, how is she still here, but Lowton is still wherever the fuck Lowton is. Because, you know, they don't know that Lowton's gone. So then the clique, they're still in the bedroom, and they're talking shit about the other housemates. They're talking shit about Isabel. Kieran's like, she's about as intelligent as a 3-year-old. And then Ellie is like, well, that's an insult to a 3-year-old. And then Kieran's like, if she took the IQ test, she probably would fail. And then Tom is like, she's about as interesting as a piece of poop. I think that's what he said. So then we get to the shopping task, and it's, you know, Big Brother has transformed the house into this big, huge, hippie commune, quote-unquote thing. There's, like, peace signs everywhere, and, like, messages of love, and, like, positivity, and all this shit, and blah, blah, blah. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Did the housemates come with tie-dye clothes, or did Big Brother give everyone tie-dye clothes to wear for this task? I don't know. But everyone's wearing tie-dye and blah, blah, blah. Then Chanel and Isabel are standing out in the garden. It's still morning of, or still morning after. They're standing out in the garden, and Ellie walks, like, through the garden, and then they just, like, give her, like, a death glare as she walks by. And Ellie's like, they looked at me as if I did something. They looked at me as if I was Lowton or something. Bitch, you was screaming at the top of the stairs talking about hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. You are just as bad as Lowton. Your ass should be kicked out too for trying to incite violence in the house. Really, she was. She needs to be kicked out too. And then fucking Savannah, little insignificant Savannah's like, we just need to make sure that we walk everywhere in a group together. We just need to be in a group together at all times. Like, Savannah, shut up. And then Chanel is like, positivity? This house needs more than some fucking positive vibes. We need some witchcraft in this bitch after what just went down last night. And then Hannah gets called into the diary room, and Big Brother is like asking her about like what happened last night. And Hannah's like, I'm fine. I just have this big ass bruise on the side of my face. Big Brother's like, what are you talking about? She's like, from when Ellie hit me, I have a big ass bruise on the side of my face. And Big Brother's like, look, we looked at the footage. Ellie did not hit you. Nobody hit you, Hannah. Relax, calm down. You were just in the heat of the moment. Hannah was trying so hard to get Ellie kicked out of that house. I don't blame her though. Like, I don't fucking blame her. A little bit later, the clique is in the garden, and Savannah is saying that she can't stay in the house, that the other side is psychotic, and they use the bully word too much, and all this stuff. Savannah, like, how many times are you going to threaten to leave? Leave. Fucking leave. Nobody will miss you. Leave. So Ellie and Tom are in the kitchen, like, doing something. And Ellie asks Tom, do you think Lowton will get kicked out? And Tom's just like, yeah. Well, he doesn't say anything. He's just like... And she's like, why? He's like, just 'cause. Because he fucking knows that you cannot be threatening women and throwing shit at women and then just and it be all right, especially if this was like your second or third or fourth or fifth or whatever fucking warning. He's like, just cause what he should have said it was because he was threatening to kick Isabel's ass. That's why, but he didn't want to say it, but he knew. Tom, even dumb Tom, like I said, he's dumb as fuck. He's the dumbest one in the house, but even he knows that like what he did was wrong. What Lowton did was wrong. And Ellie is like still in denial about the whole situation. Anyway, so then Big Brother has everyone gather in the garden because Big Brother has to tell the housemates that Lowton will not be returning to the Big Brother house. He's gone. He acted a fucking fool. We had to kick him out. Also, Big Brother had to tell them that everyone's up for eviction this week. You all took part in the fight, except for Raph. Let's be real. You all took part in the fight, so you're all going to be up for eviction. How fucked up would that have been if like Raph would have got evicted? That would have been real fucked up because Raph had nothing to do with that fight. Why am I defending Raph? He had nothing to do with that fight, but that would have been real fucked up on Big Brother's part. But I think Big Brother knew. They were like, Raph is not going to be evicted, so let's just put them all up. Raph isn't going to be evicted. And he wasn't. He was not evicted. So, like, right after Big Brother tells them all that they're all up for eviction, Tom and Hannah, like, make up. And then Deborah and Ellie have the fakest conversation I have ever seen in my whole life. Deborah is, like, trying to explain herself to Ellie. She's like, the reason I ran up those stairs wasn't to like hit you. It was because I was trying to get out of the house. I was trying to leave the house. That's why. Deborah, girl, how you gonna sit there and tell that lie, girl? Like, I'm on your side. Don't get me wrong. I'm not on Ellie's side. I'm on Deborah's side. But like, Deborah, girl, come on. We all saw the footage. Ellie was yelling at you, come hit me, and you were like, okay, so you about to run up there and deck her. You weren't trying to look for the way out. Shut up, Deborah, please. Girl, stop. You know, they're still out in the garden and shit, and Big Brother is trying to explain the rules about this task, this hippie task that they're going to have to do for the next few days. And one of the rules is that whenever they hear the gong sound, they have to stand up and put their arms in the air and say, I am at one with the Big Brother house. I am at one with the Big Brother house. I am at one with the... until the gong goes off again, and then they can sit down. And the next part of the task is everyone has to go around and say one positive thing that they're going to do differently in the house that they haven't been doing before. Deborah said she's going to hug everyone, which she doesn't do. Ellie said she's going to tell jokes, which I guess she kind of does. And Hannah said she's going to sing more. They didn't show what everyone else said they were going to do, so I don't fucking know. I don't know what everyone else is going to do, but those three, that's what they said they were going to do. Chanel gets called into the diary room because, you know, she threw the plastic drink on the ground when Lowton threw his bottle at her or whatever. And she, I guess, gets another warning, or they didn't say it was a warning, and they didn't say it was a final warning. They just said that if she had been the reason that the fight started, basically she would be getting kicked out now. But I guess because she wasn't the catalyst for the fight, they're letting it slide or something. But it's like, why even bring it up then? So then Deborah gets called into the diary room, and they issue her a formal warning for you know, about to beat Ellie's ass, basically. Then Isabel goes in the diary room, and she's like, you know, everyone keeps saying that what I said, I shouldn't have said that to Lowton, but I don't think I was out of line. I don't think what I said was wrong. I was like, yeah, you didn't, Isabel. Nothing you said was wrong. Go you. You're in the right, and he's in the wrong. Then a little bit later, Hannah and Kieran are in the kitchen, and Hannah's like talking to Kieran, and she's like, you know, Kieran, you have some wise words. You have some wisdom in you. I wish you would, like, express it more. I wish you would talk more. And he's like, yeah, well, that just falls on deaf ears. What I say falls on deaf ears. Nobody listens to anything anyone has to say, so that's why I don't say anything. And I'm just like, that's bullshit. First of all, how do you know that what you have to say falls on deaf ears if you never fucking say anything in the first place? And then second of all, the reason why you don't say anything is because you like to sit on the fence about every fucking thing. You don't want to get involved unless it directly involves you. Like, you don't want to pick a side about anything. You sit on the fence about every fucking thing. That's why you don't say shit. It's not because you think what you say nobody's going to hear. It's because you don't want to say anything because you want to remain neutral in every situation so that you can have a better chance of being in the final and winning the show, which I hope to God he doesn't fucking win. I'd rather have Raph win than Kieran win. I do not want Kieran to win. Listen, after this whole fight with Logan went down, people's true colors came out to me. Like, Ellie, I won't ever like Ellie again. Kieran, I won't ever fucking like Kieran again because he was just sitting there on the couch when all that shit was going down. Once again, sitting on the fence, and he didn't want to make a decision. He didn't want to stand up to Logan. And he knows Logan was in the fucking wrong. They all have to know now. He got fucking kicked out the house for it. How can you sit there and be like, well, I don't have an opinion? How do you not have a fucking opinion about it? So, Kieran showed his true colors to me, don't like him. Ellie showed her true colors to me, don't like her. Savannah, I don't even know who that is at this point. Who else? Charlotte. Charlotte, girl, you went to the wrong side. Like, I think Charlotte can be redeemed, but it's just like, I don't know why she went to that side. She went to the wrong side. And, I don't know, whoever, oh, Tom, like, don't even fucking get me started on Tom. Then Joe was, like, so trying to push this fucking Deborah and Kieran storyline romance thing that it's not gonna happen. It's not real. Kieran does not like Deborah. Deborah is not into Kieran. So Joe asked Deborah who would she rather, out of the boys in the house, who would she rather, you know, fuck or whatever. I mean, there's literally no options except for Kieran and Tom, because Raph is gay, Joe's 85 years old, so, like, I guess Kieran it is, because it damn sure ain't about to be Tom. So I guess it's like, well, if those are my choices, then I guess Kieran, shit, but anyway, very boring day, very boring week, really. Day 22, it's the morning, Deborah's in the kitchen doing something, talking to somebody, and she's like, when the bad apple gets removed, Lowton, the other apples can grow. The click. I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see if they change. But like I said, my opinion about Ellie and Tom and Kieran is like set in stone. They showed themselves to me. There's really no redeeming. I don't care how nice you have to be during this week, during the fucking task. I saw exactly who they fucking were. So they get to the task of the day, and they have to write songs for a fellow housemate that spread positivity and love to each other. And they have to perform them. Tom sang a song for Kieran. Kieran made a rap for Deborah. Joe sings for Savannah. Chanel sings for Isabel. And Isabel sings a song for Chanel, but she calls her Chantel in the song. And Chanel gets a little upset. And they won the task or whatever. They won that part of the task or something. So they get rewarded with like body painting and face painting, and it's like glitter paint. So the girls go and they get like their bodies painted. Like it's like clothing, but it's like not really clothing. It's just like body paint on your boobs or something. And then Joe is like off in the corner being a creepy old man. And he's like, because the girls all have their tops off basically, and he's like looking at their boobs, and he's like, third place, all of you. Second place, all of you. First place, all of you. Such a creep. And then Kieran's trying to flirt with Isabel. Isabel's talking about how she wants a boyfriend from Ibiza or Marbella. I don't know what Marbella is. Marbella, I don't know. Isabel's talking about how she wants a Spanish boyfriend or a boyfriend from Marbella because the boys in England suck, basically. And then Kieran's like, well, you haven't tried every boy in England and blah, blah. Trying to spit game, but Isabel's not having it because A, she's already had it, and Kieran's a piece of shit. And Isabel knows Kieran's a piece of shit. And then Raph is in the kitchen. This is like later at night now. Like literally that was the whole day. Like nothing happened. It's later at night, and Raph and I think Deborah and Hannah and you know his group are in the kitchen, and Raph's like, I feel that in my heart one of us five are going tonight. It's like, why would you say that, Raph? Like, do you really feel that? Then Raph and Hannah or Deborah are out in the garden talking about like politics a little bit, and Raph's like, you know, if I were British, I would have voted Labour or something, or I don't know the parties in England, whatever. But he's like, in America, I voted for Trump. And then Hannah's like, you what? She like spat out her drink and like gagged. He was like, yeah, I voted for Trump because right now in America, the political like parties are so, it's either you're like extreme on the right Democrat, you're extreme on the right Republican, or you're extreme on the left Democrat. And the country is so divided right now. And I thought that by electing him, he would bring the country together again, because it's like dark time. It gets dark before it gets some logic of his. And I was just like, no, you voted for Trump because you're a Republican and your family is Republican, and so you just vote Republican. That's why you voted for Trump. Even in his VT, he said the reason he voted for Trump because he thought it would be beneficial for his people. I'll put the clip in right here.
I voted for Donald Trump in the past U.S. election. His aspect to like helping the economy benefits my group of people.
And I also put the clip in a few weeks ago when I was telling y'all that Raph did vote for Trump. If he said he voted for Trump, then he probably voted for Trump. Why can't you guys who like him, who like Raph, just accept that, you know what, he probably did vote for Trump? So day 23, Isabel is given a task, and she is going to be the guru, the peace and love guru, and what she has to do is write her own questions, and she has to ask housemates these questions, basically. I don't know what it had to do with peace and love, but before this, before she even wrote any other questions, she brings like the clipboard with everyone's name on it that she was going to prepare questions for. She put the clipboard in the bedroom. She goes in the bedroom. She goes pee. Then Chanel like runs over, looks at the papers, and like Chanel's like privy to what's about to happen. Then Isabel comes out the bathroom, and then Chanel's like, remember, be nice to me, Isabel. So then we get to the task. Isabel asks, she's basically asking everyone kind of the same questions. She's asking everyone who they think should leave the house, and if they were offered £5,000, would they take it but be evicted, or would they stay to the end? Oh no, I'm sorry, £50,000, not £5,000. If they were offered £50,000, would they take the money and leave now, or would they stay to the end, or stay till however long they can? She asked Charlotte who she thinks she should leave the house, and Charlotte's like, well, to be honest, I think you should leave the house because I know you the least, or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. At least Charlotte's honest. That took balls to be honest to Isabel's, to be honest to Isabel's face and to tell her straight up, I think you should be evicted. That took balls. That took balls. Isabel asked Tom if he says anything different in the diary room that he doesn't particularly say to someone's face. And he got defensive, and he was like, no, everything I say to you, we've worked out. We're cool now. And it's like, she wasn't asking about herself. She was asking about other housemates. But since you got defensive about it, it's pretty much showing all of us that you're lying. Then she asked him about the £50,000 question. If you could take the £50,000 now and leave, would you do it, or would you stay until however long you got evicted and not get any money? And he's like, no, I would stay. No, you wouldn't, Tom. You would take that £50,000. If you were smart, anybody would take the £50,000 if they were offered it and leave. Like, that's half of the prize money, isn't it? Isn't it only $100,000 or £100,000? Isabel then asks Hannah. Hannah comes in. She asks Hannah who she thinks should go on Friday or Thursday. And Hannah says Joe or Kieran. And then Kieran gets called into the room to do his little interview with Isabel. And he's like, no, I'm giving Tom a massage right now. Like, she can wait. She can wait. Hold on. I'm giving Tom a massage. Like, hold on. Like, no, you fucking go. Go fucking now, you fucking asshole. He's such a dick. Like, Big Brother is telling you to go into the fucking room and do the task with Isabel. He's like, no, I'm doing this. Fuck Kieran. Oh, I can't fucking stand him. So then he goes in there and she starts asking questions, and he gets so fucking defensive. He will not answer shit. It's like, just answer the fuck. What are you hiding? Like, answer the fucking questions. She's asking him, you know, if one of your best mates in the house, Tom, Ellie, Charlotte, Savannah, whoever, Ellie, whoever his friends are in the house. She's like, if one of your friends in the house, if you had to pick one of them to go or yourself, what would you do? And he's just like not trying to answer the fucking question. He's like, well, if we were in that situation, I would wait till I was in that situation and then I would make the decision there, but I can't answer that question now because I'm not in that situation. It's just like, answer the fucking question. He thinks he's so fucking, he thinks he's smart. He walked out of the room talking about, wow, I should be a politician. I answered that question like a politician. No, your dumbass should not be no fucking prostitution. Politician. I said prostitution because I was thinking about how he said that he had slept with 350 women and had all kind of STDs and stuff. That's why I said prostitution instead of politician. So again, this is another example of how Kieran sits on the fence and doesn't want to answer a fucking question and can't make a decision about... You know what happens to people who stand in the middle of the road? They get hit by cars. Housemates are gathered in the garden and they have to read anonymous pieces of advice that the other housemates have written to them, but they don't know like who wrote it about each other or whatever. Ellie writes to Deborah that I think you should let Hannah fight her own battles from now on because it's not fair when you guys team up and it's like 2 against 1 or whatever. Chanel wrote her own piece of advice to herself, which is actually smart, which is probably something like I would have done. That's really smart. She writes to herself that like she has great family morals and that she's being a good girlfriend to her boyfriend and all this stuff. Kieran writes to Isabel, think before you speak. Sometimes you have valid points, but it could come off as a dig. So, like, think before you speak or something. I think he was talking about Lowen. Like, yeah, Lowen, what you said about him not being a good role model was true, but maybe you shouldn't have said it like that because it came across as a dig. That's how I interpreted what Kieran had said about Isabel. Charlotte's piece of advice is to Raph. And she tells him to stop hanging out in the bedroom and come hang out with other people. The clique gang, basically. Charlotte also tells Hannah to stop singing because she can't stand that black lady voice, basically is what she says. Anytime anyone's like, they tell Hannah to stop singing, I'm like, y'all don't like her black lady singing voice. That's what it is. But they can't say that because, you know, that would be racist. But that's why they're telling her to stop singing. Hannah's singing voice does not bother me. I find it funny, actually, when she breaks out in song. Love, peace, and harmony. Anyway, housemates failed this task, the hippy-dippy task, because a couple of times Hannah, Isabel, Tom, and Kieran did not stand up and say the chant, I'm at one with the Big Brother house. Sometimes they were just, like, sleeping in bed. So they failed the task, and so they have to have an economy shopping budget for the next time they go shopping, instead of a luxury shopping budget. And Raph is all like, well, I'm happy about the economy budget because when you get the next time we get in the luxury budget, we'll appreciate it more. And I'm just like, Raph, shut the fuck up. So then a couple of the housemates are out in the garden. It's like Kieran, Savannah, Isabel, and Chanel, I think. And Kieran's like, I have slept with over 350 women. Kieran says that he has slept with 350 fucking people. How? I mean, I guess I can see how. I mean, obviously, it's easy, but my question is, how do you keep track? Like, how do you, after like 100, don't you just like lose count? Like, after like 50, don't you just like lose count? I don't know how he got the number 350, but like, I don't know whether to believe him or not, because it's like, how do you know? Unless he writes it down. He might write it down. He might be one of those guys that, like, I had not a roommate. I had a neighbor once who had a calendar, and he would put a dot on the date that each time he slept with someone different, he would put a dot on his on his calendar. So maybe he's doing something like that, and he just like went through the years and just like counted all the people. And Isabel's like, I've slept with around 30 people, and then Chanel's like, I've slept with a little bit more than 30, but it ain't nowhere near 350 people. And then they ask him about STDs, and he's like, I've not had very many STDs. And then Savannah's like, hold on. I've not had very many STDs is way different than saying I have not had any STDs. And he's like, yeah, I've had chlamydia before. Well, that's the only one that he would say, but I feel like he's had other ones. He's like, yeah, I've had the clap before. So we learned that Kieran gave Isabel chlamydia when they were in Ibiza. She seems fine, so I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be all up on TV telling all my STD information and like all that shit. I just, like, there's a line, and I think that's the line. Like, the public doesn't need to know what STDs you've had. Like, that's a little too much. So then it's like late at night. Chanel, Isabel, and Raph are all chilling in the hot tub. And I guess at some point, Chanel and Isabel decide they both are just going to pee all up in the hot tub. And Raph doesn't care. He's just swimming in the... That's like half... The hot tub at this point is half pee, half water. And Savannah's like walking over, about to get in the tub. And she's like, did anyone pee in here? And Raph's like, I certainly didn't pee in the pool. So Savannah gets in the pool. And then Raph's like, you do know what happened in here, right? She's like, what? You guys peed in the pool? And then later at night, Isabel is laying in Hannah's bed. Yeah, Isabel's laying in Hannah's bed. And so then later at night, Isabel's laying in Hannah's bed. And Hannah's like, bitch, why are you in my bed? Get out. Go to your own bed. Isabel's like, I can't. I peed in my bed. What is wrong with Hannah? Or what is wrong with Chanel and Isabel, like, not being able to go to the fucking toilet and piss when they need to fucking piss? Why do they have to pee in the beds and in the pools and hot tubs and what the fuck? Y'all nasty. Y'all some fucking nasty ass bitches. Day 24. They're all complaining about the economy budget. Tom wakes up. He's trying to make an omelet with 8 fucking eggs in it. 8 eggs! 8 eggs. And Raph's like, you shouldn't be even eating that many eggs a day. That's like not good. That's like high cholesterol and shit. And he's like, no, you shouldn't be eating that many yolks a day. He's like, normally I use 12 eggs. That's a whole fucking dozen of eggs for one omelet? God damn! That's a lot of fucking eggs for one omelet. So then Chanel is like leading a yoga workout exercise routine in the bedroom with Raph and Ellie and Isabel. They're all doing like these like weird poses and stuff. To be fair, we saw all this on Bots the night before, and they showed it again. Like, the first 5 minutes of this episode, they had already showed on Bots the night before. But anyway, they were, like, doing these weird exercises. Like, it looked like it was, like, it was good form, but, like, it was just funny to watch. Chanel is a hoot and a holler. She really is. So then Ellie and Tom get called into the diary room, and they have to do a secret task, secret mission. They have to go around and, like, try to scare 5 housemates. They have to, like, jump from the corner and, like, boo, or, like, ah, or, like, whatever, try to scare 5 housemates. I think they get it. I think it was so dumb. Then Hannah does Isabel's makeup. It looks the same to me. It doesn't look any different. I didn't even know she did I really couldn't tell you what different thing she did. Like, you know, I'm a gay guy, and I still didn't clock the makeup change. It looked the same to me. So then Big Brother makes them all play this game. Big Brother has been doing a lot of, like, forcing the housemates to play these little board games that they should just be playing by themselves anyway. Like, Big Brother made them play Spin the Bottle. Big Brother made them play this other card game thing. It was like these little cards. And then now Big Brother is making them play this game, which is basically the most likely to kind of thing. So the first question was, who is most likely to have a fake romance just for the press? And Kieran's like looking around. He's like, oh, I really don't know. I gotta pick someone who's single, I guess. Isabel. No disrespect. No hard feelings, but you. Kieran, you couldn't pick anyone the fuck else. You had to pick Isabel. Talking about no hard feelings. You only fucking picked her because you don't fucking like her. Talking about, oh, no hard... Pick Tom then. I mean, damn, it's not that serious. You could have picked Tom. It would have been cool. Talking about, oh, well, I only picked you. There's other single people in that fucking house that you could have picked. The next question is, who is most likely to become a global superstar? Hannah gets asked the question. Hannah says that either Tom or Savannah. I was like, Tom? I get Savannah because I guess she has like a Z-list singing career in like Los Angeles or something. But Tom? She's like, yeah, Tom, because if he had to write a rap or something, he would like be in there 24 hours a day making sure it was perfect. I'm like, Tom, really? And then when Hannah says this, Chanel gets salty. She's like, I'm supposed to be the superstar. I'm the singing. I thought Chanel's whole singing shit was like a joke. I didn't think she was for real trying to be like a professional singer or whatever. So the next thing was, who is most likely to not stay in touch? Joe gets asked the question, and he says Kieran, because it was like some playful answer. I can't remember what it was, but he says Kieran. Who is most likely to not shower for a week? Chanel gets asked the question, and she says Ellie, because she leaves her dirty ass panties all over the place. Then a little bit later, Hannah and Chanel have this like argument, but I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it was real. I don't think they knew if it was fake or real. It was like really weird. Hannah calls Chanel, oh, Miss Famous, and then Chanel's like, oh, that's rich coming from you, Miss Nigeria, UK, and you bring it up all the time. And I guess Hannah got a little bit mad at that. So then a little bit later, Raph gets out his big ass wooden spoon because he is trying to stir some shit up. He goes and gets Chanel, who's like chilling out in the garden, and he brings her into the bedroom where Hannah is. And Raph's like speaking for Hannah because Hannah isn't even saying anything because like she's like half asleep or whatever. And he's like, you know, basically saying Hannah feels upset because Chanel brought up the Miss Nigeria thing, like in a joke. Then Chanel gets mad and she yells at Raph, or she yells at Hannah, or I don't know who the fuck she yells at. She yells at someone and she gets up and walks away. And then Chanel's like, basically Chanel's mad because she's like, do you not understand the implications this can have on me? This could make me look like a racist, and I was just joking the whole time about the Miss Nigeria thing. And you know, Raph's like, I know, but, and it's like, Raph, you shouldn't have, you started this whole fucking thing. Chanel and Hannah would have had their whole makeup time the next day. They probably would have came to each other and made up, and it would have all been good and all been gravy, but Raph had to come in and fucking, I'm not trying to meddle, I don't want you guys to think I'm meddling, but that's exactly what you're fucking doing, is meddling. Stop trying to meddle all the fucking time. Damn. And then Deborah is talking to Chanel, and Deborah spills the tea. She's like, listen, I think you're more mad. I think you're more upset that you heard it from Raph. Straight up. That's what she says. She says, I think, Chanel, I think that you're more upset that you heard it from Raph than what the situation even is. You know what I mean? So then we get to Thursday, which is eviction day. I don't know if they knew it was going to be a surprise eviction again, or if they, if it was a genuine surprise. They were all wearing nice clothes again, so they probably knew that it was not, or they probably knew that it was going to be an eviction that day on Thursday. But we'll see in tonight's episode how it all happened. Anyway, Savannah gets evicted. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye. Bye, bitch. Then the 4 new housemates go in. Sue, Simone, Sam, and Andrew all go in the house. They had been teasing this all week on bots and stuff, so we already knew that was going to happen. I'm happy to see them all go in. I like all 4 of them. I have nothing really negative to say about any 4 of them. I hope, like I said in a few videos ago, I was hoping that they would bring in like a really campy, really over-the-top gay guy. And that's what, I think that's what Andrew is. So hopefully he fucks Raph's whole situation up. Sam seems like a nice man. Hopefully he is like the anti-Kieran. Hopefully he doesn't, I don't want him to be a part of Kieran's gang. Please, please do not join Kieran's gang. Please be like the anti-Kieran. Please, please, fucking, please. Simone is the mom of 3. She's only 28. I thought she was in her 30s when I first saw her on launch night. She's only 28. 3 kids. Okay, whatever. And Sue is 48. They said Sue was 48. I was like, there's no way that bitch is, there is not a wrinkle on her face. I was like, 40, I thought they were going to say like 35 or like 34. 48. I was like, damn, Sue, get it, girl. So they all go in the house. Kieran looks pissed. He looks angry. He's like, fuck, I already got rid of this guy Sam before. Now I got to deal with his ass again. Fuck. He looks so mad. Hopefully, I really, 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 really want Sam to like shit on Kieran. Andrew, I already talked about Andrew. He looks nice. Yeah. So I'm excited for all four of them to go in. It feels like a fresh start. It feels like a new season almost, kind of. But the sucky part is those 4 new housemates, they're not eligible to win. They cannot win the title. They can't win Big Brother, which fucking sucks. That sucks so bad. But one of the 4 of them that lasts the longest, out of the 4 new housemates, one of them, whoever lasts the longest will win £15,000, which they took from the prize money. So we'll see how that all goes down tonight, in tonight's episode. Because this all happened like at the last like 2 minutes of the episode. So, you know, they're going to put it all in tonight's episode. Yeah, they're immune from the next eviction. The 4 people are immune from next eviction. But they will be able to nominate. So that's interesting. Kieran, again, looks fucking pissed. He does not look happy about this. And so the other housemates are going to have to earn their right to nominate. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. I think it will. Like I said, it seems like a fresh start. Seems fun. Can't wait to see how it all goes down. Thank you for watching. This video should be shorter than the other ones. Like I said, it's been a pretty boring week in the house. Hopefully next week will be better. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.